My charity was scamming volunteers, so I exposed them publicly. I stood near the bar with a glass of sparkling water I hadn't touched, watching donors filter through the ballroom I'd spent 3 weeks transforming. The centerpieces were perfect. The sponsor banners hung exactly where I'd marked them. My feet hurt. I'd been here since 6 that morning setting up chairs. Philip's voice cut through the ambient noise behind me. I turned and saw him holding court with donors near the silent auction display, his arm draped across the shoulder of a man in an expensive suit. The Riverside Community Center just crossed into 6 figures this year, Philip said. His voice carried. Operating budget, I mean. We've built up reserves most small nonprofits would kill for. I stopped moving. Really? One of the donors said. I thought you were struggling. Philip laughed. That's the beauty of good financial planning. We're sitting comfortable. A woman in pearls leaned in. Then why do you still need volunteer fundraisers? Philip waved his hand dismissively. Volunteers don't realize how much money we actually have. It's easier to let them think we're struggling. Keeps the free labor flowing. Why pay for something when someone will do it for free? The group laughed. Philip raised his glass. To another year of smart budget management. I set my water down on the bar. 2 months ago, Philip sent an email to all volunteers. Subject line, urgent, youth program needs help. The body said the center couldn't afford art supplies for the summer program, that without volunteer support, we'd have to cancel classes for 30 kids. I'd pulled $300 from my checking account that afternoon. I bought construction paper, markers, paint sets, brushes. I delivered everything in boxes I carried up 2 flights of stairs myself. He'd hugged me. He said I was a lifesaver. 4 years. 4 years of organizing donation drives, bake sales, charity runs. 4 years of covering printing costs, supply expenses, venue deposits. 4 years of Philip saying the center would collapse without people like me. The winter coat drive. Philip said the center couldn't afford storage bins, so I bought 12 of them. $80. The spring carnival. I spent 2 weekends building booth materials in my garage. $240. Last month, Philip asked if I could cover the deposit for this venue. $500. He said he'd reimburse me after the gala. Philip was still talking behind me. Something about donor retention strategies. Someone asked about transparency and he laughed. Said the less volunteers knew about the real numbers, the better. I walked toward the exit. I didn't say goodbye. I pushed through the front doors and crossed the parking lot to my car. My hands shook when I gripped the steering wheel. I sat there for a full minute before starting the engine. I drove home. The volunteer meeting was Tuesday at 7. I didn't go. My phone buzzed with the group text at 7:15. Where are you? Someone else wrote, we're waiting to start. I turned my phone face down and made tea. Wednesday morning, an email from Philip appeared. Subject line, checking in. 3 paragraphs of concern. He'd noticed I left the gala early. Hoped everything was okay. The last line said the spring fundraiser planning committee really needed me. I deleted it without responding. Thursday afternoon, my phone rang. Philip's name lit up the screen. I let it ring 4 times before answering. Rebecca, hi, Philip said. His voice had that warm, concerned edge he used with major donors. I've been worried about you. You left Saturday without saying goodbye, and we missed you Tuesday. I'm done, I said. Silence. Done with what? The center. I'm not volunteering anymore. Rebecca, if something happened, I heard you, I said, at the gala, talking to the donors about your 6-figure budget and how volunteers don't realize how much money you actually have. His tone shifted. The warmth vanished. You must have misunderstood. I didn't. Operating budgets aren't the same as liquid cash, Philip said. His words came faster, clipped and tight. Reserves are for emergencies. The center still depends on volunteer contributions. I covered $300 in art supplies because you said you couldn't afford them. We couldn't. Not without dipping into reserves we're not supposed to touch. You told donors you were sitting comfortable. You said it was easier to let volunteers think you're struggling. That was taken out of context. I was standing 10 feet away. Philip exhaled sharply. Rebecca, I don't know what you think you heard, but I'm not covering another expense out of pocket, I said. I'm done. Full story on my channel below.